Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sandra Darwan, but you can call me Dara. I am from 4C class, and this is my first presentation of retelling the story of novel, and a novel that I've read titled Malice, written by Danielle, and this is the novel, the cover of the novel. This story told about Grace's story life. Grace Adams was a fragile but very good-looking woman. She has a perfect body, perfect enough for men to wonder, and but behind her good looks, she has a dark secret, dark past. When she was a little girl, her father always beat her mother all the time. I mean, all the time, every night, as hard as he could. Her mother always pretended it was nothing, but every night Grace always heard her mother's screams, and in the morning she looked many bruises in her mother's body. And then, after a while, Grace stopped having any kind of life. When those things happened, she has no friend because they might find out. And also her mother always begged her not to tell anyone, so she pretended it was nothing wrong, and she never told anyone about her father had done to her mother in her house. And her mother got cancer. Grace was 13 years old at the time. Her mother told her that she has to take care of her father, be good to him, be his special little girl. And Grace didn't understand what her mother meant at first, but one night, her mother and her father came into Grace's room, and her mother held down her to her father, to John. And yeah, her mother let John have intercourse with her daughter, her only daughter. And yeah, it happened every night, and until Grace knew that she had no choice. She had to do it. Her father was a lawyer and everyone's friend. He was the nicest guy in town, people said. But they never know that who he really was. Yeah, John was a real sick man, real bastard. And yeah, and then after the funeral of Grace's mother, John went to Grace's room and then dragged her into his room, and then he raped her again. He tortured her, he hit her, raped her again and again, until Grace remembered the gun that her mother kept in her nightstand. She didn't know what to do with it, hit him, or scare him, or even shoot him. And then the next things happened, the gun went off. She shot him, and he was bleeding all over her. She was shocked, of course, but then she called the police, but she never told anyone what her father had done to her, but to Molly York, a psychiatrist, and also David Glass, a lawyer, and the two of them always helped Grace to tell the truth and always helped her, but no one ever believed them. Her father it was too loved by the community. And then Grace was found guilty as voluntary manslaughter, and she got 2 years prison and 2 years probation. And then, yeah, after she left the prison, she never came back to her town, and she went to Chicago. When she met her probation officer, who always kept threatening her to send back her to the prison if she didn't want to sleep with him. But of course, Grace managed not to do it. And Grace always met with bad guy in her life. Her life was nothing, but not anymore when she met Charles Mackenzie. Charles Mackenzie was 42 years old when met with Grace, and he didn't want anything but to heal Grace, to forget her past. Charles was a kind-hearted man with his sincerity, was a great man with his sincerity, and yeah, Grace felt her life come back to normal when she was with Charles, and they get married and have 3 children, and yeah, after that, Grace lived happily ever after. Okay, that's all my video presentation. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.